All right, the challenge for this lovely June evening is to weave together in one short video Pascal's wager, the Judeo-Christian ethic, and the whalers returning to Hartford. Let's see how I do. First, I want to define Pascal's wager as a proposition by Blaise Pascal in support of believing in God. This was in the 1600s. He posited that everyone has a choice to believe in God or not. And there is a two and only two-part reality. God exists or God does not exist. And he believes, I think rightly so, that it makes sense to believe because the consequences of being wrong and there actually being a God are horrible. Eternity in hell versus the consequences of being right and there being a God, eternal bliss. Pascal says if there is no God, no loss. Okay, whether you believed or didn't believe, if there was no God, there's no punishment, there's no reward. There's only a minor downside to believing. Judeo-Christian ethic says there's a little bit of sacrifice that God commands of us. Like there's some minor pleasures we can't fully indulge in. Like we have to be nice to everybody, even if we don't like some of them. Like for Jews, you're not supposed to eat pork or shellfish. All right, minor stuff. Upside, total pleasure that for an infinite amount of time is promised to you if indeed God exists. The gain, infinite pleasure, and another gain that you avoid the infinite loss. So Pascal concludes it is wise to believe in God. I have a corollary. I go beyond Pascal in why it's wise, because it's actually more pleasurable. Devout people are happier. You see very few devout people that have to go to psychiatrists. Devout people don't go around lamenting that we are nothing, because the ethic, the Judeo-Christian ethic anyway, is that there's a purpose for every one of us. There's a purpose behind travails that seem like suffering, and somebody is gaining in the long run because of it. The pleasure along the way of being around happy people is hard to duplicate among secular people. All right, now the whalers and the comparison. There is either an NHL team coming back to Hartford or there is not. And we all have a choice to believe that an NHL team will come back to Hartford or that it won't. The wise choice is to take the belief and with it the relative pleasure of hanging with happy people who think we're onto something. The downside is you're a stodgy, surly curmudgeon, and nobody likes being around you because all you do is throw pessimistic bile. It doesn't get you any further, and it certainly gets you way behind if indeed you'd like to have a team, as most people say they do, and they do come. And now you don't get the best seats. You don't have a chance to be an owner like everybody else who is a believer. This is the NHL. This will be an NHL first of widespread civilian ownership. This will be an NHL first where fans are actually managing major aspects of the team. Who are we going to draft? Who are we going to have a contract renewal for? This is e-commerce in the NHL. No other team is doing that now, and we can be the first. So pessimism, it doesn't make you more productive. Okay, there's nothing you can do better with your time. Well, say it this way. Pessimism has no upside. Okay, why be a pessimist? You're not striving. You're not losing effort. Our job is to lose effort. Okay, we might be wrong. Okay, we who are, yes, spending time to make this thing happen. You're not going to talk us out of it. So just shut up and let we who do believe do our jobs to hopefully get into square one, a team coming back. My goal is to do it within 5 years. My expectation is it will happen within 7. Goal 5. Be nice to have you along for the ride. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, 2 millennia of Judeo-Christian thought. And thank you all for listening. I'm Mark Greenstein.